Hi everyone, my name is Shailesh and I run this studio in Mumbai, India called Yellow Monkey, and we made this game called HUEBRIX last year. It's released around September. So let me start off by saying that I attended a few postmortems yesterday, and I was really worried that I'm the only one using the Casual Connect template, but I'm really happy that a few other people are, because anyway, so I don't know, has anyone here played HUEBRIX already? Like, how many people have played HUEBRIX? Oh, okay, not bad. At least all the people I forced to play. So I'll start with a small video of HUEBRIX and then explain alongside. So as you can see, it's a grid-based puzzle game, and the objective is to fill the grid completely with paths that you pull out from the blocks that are on the grid. The length of the path is what's written on each block. So as you can see, the game, if you're not really playing it, it's not very visually appealing. I mean, everyone's like, oh, it's just squares and colors. So that's why in the rest of the presentation, there's no images of the game as far as possible. So this was a game that we did before HUEBRIX. We've done 3 games so far, Finger Footy, It's Just a Thought, and HUEBRIX. It's Just a Thought was the first time where we got some international exposure, where we won an award in Spain, but we sold around 4,500 copies, so it was a huge failure for us. But luckily there was some cash prize, so we could fund our next game, which was HUEBRIX. When we were working on the game, we were thinking about how we can make a game that is, as he was saying, true to ourselves. Because we don't have an artist, like we're a team of 3 with no artist. So we said, okay, 2 of us are designers and 1 programmer, and one of them is a bit of a programmer and a designer actually. So we said, okay, game design seems to be our most biggest strength, so let's make a game which has almost no dependence on art. So we decided to make a puzzle game. We started off the idea with the concept of folding. The objective initially was have a large meta shape, which will be made up of a base shape, which you can fold over and over to get to this big shape. And it was interesting for us. We actually quite liked this idea, but the problem was that to create challenging levels, we would need a lot more screen area. And so it would pretty much be an iPad exclusive game, which we didn't really want to do at the time. So we scrapped that, but that gave us another idea, which was like, okay, let's just, instead of making a meta shape, let's restrict it to a square grid, and you know, let's see where that goes. So we made the grid constant, and we started varying what was folding inside, which was the path, and that was the birth of HUEBRIX. It was called Sequence then, and this is the earliest prototype. It looks terrible. And once we got done with that, we saw that there was some gameplay there, so we had a lot of play tests, and most of it was positive response about how it was a puzzle about planning spaces, so it was quite good. And we started incorporating different kinds of blocks, which introduce different kinds of gameplay. There's a dead block which you can't go over with. There's a colored block which forces you to go over it with that particular color. There's an arrow which gives you the direction of where you can enter and where you can exit. Plus and minus give you or take away blocks from your total blocks. There's a stop block which doesn't let you proceed, so it has to be the last block in that path. And there's a wrap block which is kind of like a portal, and it just wraps around the other side of the grid. We knew that if this game had to be successful, we needed a lot of content. So we spent a lot of time. We created a level editor, which also ships with the game, by the way. And we sat and created and play tested 400 levels. And yeah, so we don't want to do any more puzzle games now. we also thought that since, I mean, being a puzzle game, we tried a lot of art styles. We tried adding characters and stuff to it, like worms and things. But we thought that, since it's a puzzle game, the most important thing is to be able to quickly see and realize the puzzle. And that's why we went with a simplistic and minimal art style. So you just see the number, you see the grid, and you see the space. That's it, nothing else. We focused a lot of our time on introducing new gameplay elements, since the game was completely new, I guess. Each new gameplay block, we have no tutorial in the game, so the difficulty level was ramped using level design, and very simple levels where we made sure that the player would understand what each block is just by playing the level and nothing else. So I think some of the positive feedback we got from people was that the game was quite addictive. Everyone who started playing it got stuck for at least a reasonable amount of time. As I was talking about the starter pack, we spent a lot of time on the starter pack to get people so that they understand the new gameplay very easily. The minimalist artwork was appreciated mostly, which also was good, and the large amount of content, because once we started getting downloads, we saw that we had in-app purchases for additional levels, and a lot of people started buying, and in fact even asking for more than 400 levels, which we still haven't managed to create. Apart from this, I think we had a Flash version, which was our early prototype, which we deployed on a lot of Flash gaming portals, and we linked back to the App Store links on Apple as well as Google, so we could promote our game. Unfortunately, we didn't track this activity, so we don't really know whether it worked or not, but I think it worked. Other than that, we were really active on Touch Arcade forums and a couple of other indie dev forums, and that helped because when the game was launching, we received a mail from Apple saying that we've been following the progress of your game, looks good, we want to coordinate launch with you, which pretty much meant we got featured on launch as a new and noteworthy game, and that was the only thing that worked for us. None of the other marketing really worked, like whatever we tried. If you've played the game, you'll probably realize that one of the things that doesn't work in the game that well is the difficulty curve, because since it's a game which is a very visual puzzle, people can sometimes see and just solve it, and other people can see the same level and just get stuck on it for hours. So it was really difficult to balance the difficulty for this game, and that was a challenge. So all our difficulty tweaking was done by playtesting values. Like we had bunch of playtesters play all of the levels. We averaged out their times. We had some complicated formulas, and it works for the most part, but sometimes there's just like a jump and we can't do anything. Another thing we did was hubris or HUEBRIX, that whole hubris thing and the taunting thing. We have when you finish each level, the game kind of like taunts you for finishing the level, not good enough or whatever. I think we got a lot of negative feedback for that, like this is too much, and the idea actually behind that was that the whole medal system, and it's so overrated that we wanted to kind of do a little piece on that, but nobody really got it. And apart from that, a lot of people said that the game was not casual enough and it's too hardcore. Most of the publishers turned us away because no, it's not easy enough. So we have a team size of around 3 people. It took us almost a year, and the only money we spent was on PR. A US-based PR guy helped us out, and it was quite good. We got great reception from the press. Edge gave us a 7 on 10 review, called us soothing rainy Sunday afternoon game to Super Hexagon's hedonistic Saturday night. And we got great reviews from everybody pretty much. We got nominated for a couple of awards. I am quite happy with that. And so far we've sold around 68,000 copies on iOS. Around 25,000 of those are paid. The rest were part of a free app a day campaign. On Google Play, we have close to 700,000 downloads and 4,500 paid downloads. And most of these stores, we have a 4.5 kind of rating on 5. So we are very happy with that. We have close to 500,000 plays on web versions on different sites, and good ratings there as well. And that's it from me. And I guess thanks. And please do tweet about us. If you like our game, please try it out and share the word.